Hello. I'm alright.
burial ground without the permission of the one where you are offering him the prayer. Okay.
No, but here what is telling me.
Right. So what we are thinking here now, the gatekeepers of the cemetery is known in our religion as Arichandra. Okay? So we have, nobody shall pass the King of God without the permission of Arichandra. So that's what you're doing now. You're asking, please grant us the permission to enter the kingdom of Almighty God so that he can join the mothers. This is the mortal remains of the body, the soul is there. You join it together as one entity. The last item will be released by your on the 16th morning. That is the spirit. Now it's only taking care of the body, spirit is gone, you can't hold on to that. And the spirit, under the spirit, the soul gone, you can't hold on to the Paramatma. Body is the temple. So the temple is going to be released, so you can join that. So, but it won't become active until the morning of the 16th. 16th, once you release the spirit, which is the spark plug, connects the body and soul, takes its whole functioning as a servant of the kingdom of God on the morning of the 16th. Okay. Now all we will do is praying and say, making this offering to you so that you will understand that our loved one is leaving us today into that like eternal world. Please ensure that this particular body and that soul that is there joins us. Okay. Om Yalla Madam Marali Masmada Pௌர்ணமி நாளை சோபகிறது எங்களுடன் இந்த மாத பருவத்தை காட்சி அம்மையார் திருமதி மகந்திரியில் கொடுத்தார். எல்லோரும் ஒன்றாய் சேர்ந்து அம்மையோருடன் கடைசியான மரண துக்க பிரார்த்தனை ஆரம்பிக்கிறோம். நீங்கள் எங்களுடன் சேர்ந்து எல்லாவற்றிற்கும் ஒரு நல்ல முடிவுக்கு வர வைக்க வேண்டும். எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவனோட பொன்னான கல்வி திறந்து காலத்தில் சென்ற அருமை அம்மையோருடன் பறந்து போன பரிசுத்தமான ஆத்மா இவ்வுடலை ஒன்றாய் சேர வைக்கும் பரலோகத்தில். ஓம் எல்லாம் வல்ல மகாராஜனே நீ He's ordinary gatekeeper now, but once upon a time king. He was relegated to the level of, but that's a long story. If I have the opportunity, I can give the whole story. You come here, I'll open it and you hold it onto that stone there, right? Then you just wash that stone with 2 hands, then on that side, then it will much better for you, right wash. Om Yallamala Ishwaranukke Gange Neer Abhishekam Samarpyame Gange Neer Abhishekam Samarpyame Gange Neer Abhishekam Samarpyame. On the stone. Nalvande Abhishekam Samarpyame for you keep washing Nadi. Oh. Empty. You need that? Nalvande Abhishekam Samarpyame. Kadavande Abhishekam Samarpyame. This year what I'm using is the vegetable soap of India. Crushed moonroll and candle seed. Offering to your uncle and therefore you hand. After this, water this. And the seal of water so you can practice. I can wash. Nal Sika Pachapay Abhishekam Samarpyame, Sika Pachapay Abhishekam Samarpyame, Sika Pachapay Abhishekam Samarpyame. Add water. Gange Neer Abhishekam Samarpyame, Gange Neer Abhishekam Samarpyame, Gange Neer Abhishekam Samarpyame. For to the end, wash hand. Wash with that. Tairabhishekam samarpiyami. Another spoon. Tairabhishekam samarpiyami. One more. Tairabhishekam samarpiyami. Right. No. You must put the milk to go to as well. Please. Put the honey there. Under there. That's enough, baby. Tena abhishekam samarpiyami. Tena abhishekam samarpiyami. Tena abhishekam. Palabhishekam samarpiyami. Palabhishekam samarpiyami. Palabhishekam samarpiyami. Now you don't need to wash this. We'll wash the thing, wash itself. Do this, direct all this into the whole day. You wash itself, you direct the water into the push all the water into it. Use and push the water.
On the level. Just take the water. Put the plate in.
Don't touch the stone after this one. Paneer abhishekam samarpiyami. Paneer abhishekam samarpiyami. Paneer abhishekam samarpiyami. What's in the top? Manjal abhishekam samarpiyami. Manjal abhishekam samarpiyami. Manjal abhishekam samarpiyami. Don't have a leak. On top here. Tirunirabhishekam samarpiyami. Tirunirabhishekam samarpiyami. Sandanam abhishekam samarpiyami. Thank you. Kumgumam abhishekam samarpiyami. Kumgumam abhishekam samarpiyami. Kumgumam abhishekam samarpiyami. Now, the person who had actually got the rice was adorning this. So some people make the mistake of putting it in a coffin. It's not supposed to be going there. She was doing the rice, boiling the rice for this purpose here. So she put it on. that actually a bit odd. Come this side. Just try and see if you can manage scoop the speaker for the angle. You won't give it like big.
People stick mango stick.
No, that's a usual.
No, these new ones. Stick mango stick. Yeah. These nice ones. Oh, they're a bit deep. So you counted it.
No, this one is fine. Somebody has a coin this to give of the year.
The coin, but no. No, the coin.
You just put it there. That's fine. All of you will go to that beginning of the skip the month of the days. Thank you. Put it on there. Thank you. Go there, baby. Once a week for the, donation. No, the clip was there.
But half liter.
Yeah, half liter is fine.
Okay, I'll buy when we go.
No, but you need one for the take more
Get some over there.
Yeah.
One small one.
I'll buy one for the.
Yeah. This one is two. One for the this one. One for the ashes, one for the traffic.
Send somebody else. Too small.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Shivaya. Om Namah 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 Shivaya. Then you have to come right to the lingam with that coconut. You are complete the round as they go. You are complete the round. Come with that coconut now towards me. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Come on, to send the coconut leaf and around the water at the shoulder. Spread leaf. Om Yellam Valla Ishwaranukku Yarnirkai Kappura Dhovadeevam Aaradhane Yarnirkai Kappura Dhovadeevam Aaradhane Yarnirkai Kappura Dhovadeevam Aaradhane Shamathyame. Show it to them after that. Simple down there. The side you come this side there. Now we use that. When I say the word poetry, when I say the word poetry, 1 or 2 petals of it that is put there, right? And say the word poetry, right? Om Mangayar Pagasi Potri Manmaru Daritai Potri Gangai Veniyavana Potri Shankaran Magachai Potri Pongavam Pundai Potri Udala Manindai Potri Yengum Niribavane Potri Yadayur Tirtirpai Potri Isa un kadavai tira potri, Iriva un kadavai tira potri, Sivane un kadavai tira potri. Before you all go, take your finger, press there, let off. Look for the missus there and then onto your forehead. Put forehead first and then onto your forehead. All can do the same. Once you're alive. The dots for it and then close it to his forehead. Just watch the camera. Yeah. Put your finger in top here, Kumbo.
Touch it.
Go ahead. There forward and then onto your forehead. Doesn't matter where you're over. That's all.
Yeah.
One, two, three.
Yep.
All right.
I need 2 people.
Let you lead, the others will follow your second. Follow at the back. Standing for the invocation prayer. Once the invocation prayer is completed, then you may resume your seats, and thereafter the official viewing will take place. Just remain standing. Let us all pray, palms together, please. Om Alperan Jodi, Alperan Jodi, Tani Peran Perani, Alperan Jodi. முன்னவனே ஞானி முகத்தவனே முத்தினம் சொன்னவனே தூய்மை சுரத்தவனே மன்னவனே சித்தவனே ஐங்கரனே ஜகரையும் சேகரனே தத்பரனே தார் சரணம் உலகெல்லாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கு அறியவன் உலகெல்லாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கு அறியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நிர்மணி வேதியன் மலைவர் சோதியன் அம்மலத்தில் ஆடுவார் சோதியன் அம்பலத்தில் ஆடுவார் மலர்ச்சி நம்படி வாழ்த்து வணங்கு மலர்ச்சி நம்படி வாழ்த்து வணங்கு மலர்ச்சி நம்படி வாழ்த்து வணங்கு அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி தனி பெருங்கள் அருட்பெருஞ்சோதி ஓம் திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் மிக நன்றியாக kindly take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, whilst our mom lies in state at this very hour, please follow the following protocols. Viewing from mom's right, and then after having offered your petal felicitations, condolences to the family will mean that you'll have to turn around and then come around this particular pedestal in front of you, and the family is seated to the left-hand side of the casket. So viewing is officially open for your convenience. So you may do so at this point in time. In the next 5 minutes, we'll have the sister-in-law, Shushila, who will render a tribute. So will Shushila be ready in the next 5 minutes to come to the podium and render a tribute?
Good afternoon, namaskaram, Om Sai Ram to one and all. A warm greeting on this very scared day. Jenny fought for her life this past century, and today we pray that her Atma attains moksha. May her beautiful soul rest with Namah Shivaya. Jenny played an integral role in our family. As we know, she was a humble, sweet, kind, and delightful person. She had a calm and peaceful demeanor. Jenny was warm and hospitable. Jenny loved life and all it had to offer. She loved all her family and spent wonderful and precious time with us all. Most of all, she loved Logan and Kiara, and her family was her whole life. On behalf of Logan, thank you to everyone for all the prayers. Today, I pray that Namah Shivaya give all Jenny's family strength today and always to deal with this difficult time. And may we always cherish the memories of our beautiful Jenny. Magandree.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening to one and all. My name is Govender. I am Magandree. Thank you all for making the time to be with our family and our J-Mommy. J-Mommy was lovely, caring, beautiful, and had a kind heart. We will all miss her very much. J-Mommy was special to all of us. We will look up to her as she was a pillar of strength. She gave me a wonderful sister, Kiara Akka, who loved me so much. J-Mommy was the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody would like to pay a tribute to Jenny or say something or to share one memory of her, please feel free to come up. I would like to call Kerwin. One of Logan's fellow teachers, Mr. Hari Prasad, would you also make your way to the front, please? Closer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's never easy to say goodbye to someone who has been part of our lives. And when that person is gone, our lives feel empty and void. Taking a gaping hole in our hearts. The untimely passing of lovely Jenny from Magandree has brought us here today. To honor a most wonderful and down-to-earth woman and an adorable wife and caring mother. Today I'm not going to measure the impact that Jenny had on our lives or even question her untimely death, but rather I seek to celebrate her life. I first met Jenny way back in 1993, and I fondly remember how she oddly and curiously looked at me with those light, beautiful brown eyes. Obviously, I questioned my intentions, what intentions I had with my then girlfriend and her cousin. But with a shy smile and a little nod of my head, I was ultimately given a stamp of approval. Little did I know at the time that this will transpire into a mutual relationship of respect and admiration. I had a privilege of even working with Jenny, and I can tell you that without a question of a doubt, she acquitted herself as an accounts clerk with a prompt and dedication. A stickler, I tell you, for meeting her targets and deadlines. Later, she would become an asset for every company that employed her. The year 1999 was full of excitement and anticipation, as not often we get a chance to welcome in a new century. The world became obsessed with the Y2 bargain and ultimate impending collapse of the financial markets and computer systems. And with all that buzz, we decided to host our own epic Y2K party. It was Jenny's idea to have a full-on blast for the new century. And we had such fun that night, and it was so carefree, and time spent at that time felt tremendous. It was like you never had a weight on your shoulder. And the strange thing is, we often spoke about this whenever we met. And she always says, when are we going to do this again? How I wish I could turn back the clock just to experience that all over again. During the colder months, when there's a light sprinkle of snow on the Drakensberg mountain, Jenny would inevitably call to remind us that we need to make a trip to see the snow. And we did just that 2 years ago. The snowfall was a bit heavier, and we were lucky enough to have a snowfall in the Midlands area. What lovely memories were born out of those snowflakes and muddy water. Hot chocolate scarves, and our favorite attempt at constructing a snowman are memories that I'll always cherish. I've been privileged to witness her marry a childhood and literally a neighborhood sweetheart Logan. I got to see her as a girl, as a young, remarkable woman and a loving wife. A few years later, Jenny elevated her status as a woman and became a mother to a lovely and adorable Kiara. Although death is a sad occasion, Hindus believe in reincarnation and see death as a transition, bringing the soul closer to nirvana or heaven. Jenny leaves behind a loving husband Logan, a beautiful child Kiara, a mother, a brother, a sister, in-laws, and a host of family members and friends from all over South Africa. It is often at these times that you must have faith. Faith to help propel you over these hurdles that you now experience in your lives. Mahatma Gandhi said, faith is not a delicate flower that will wither away under the slightest storm. No, faith is strong and forever. Ted Kennedy also said when passing of his brother JFK, the passage of time never really heals the tragic memory of such a great loss. But we carry on because we have to. Because our loved ones will want us to. Because there is still light to guide us in this world from all the love that they have given us. On behalf of the bereaved family, I personally offer my gratitude to all of you for sacrificing your time to honor the life of our beautiful sister Jenny. May her soul attain moksha. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Karan, for those lovely words. Next up, we have Mr. Hari Misal, would like to say a few words of London.
Full many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air. Members of the bereaved families, respected elders, friends, ladies and gentlemen, my humble greetings to you. Sorrow fills each and every one of our hearts today, a sorrow that is deep and personal. One experiences the emotion of sorrow and pain many times in our lifetime during periods of adversity, but never is the pain and sorrow as overwhelming and intense as when one loses someone dear to us. Dear family and friends, we have gathered here this afternoon to pay tribute to a mother, daughter, sister, wife, niece, and cousin who was called to rest on Saturday morning. Her sudden passing away has indeed left us deeply shocked. There's a void that will be difficult to fill. The late Jenny was richly blessed with wholesome and outstanding qualities. She was a compassionate and delicately molded individual, inculcated with a strong sense of responsibility. She maintained a sound relationship with everyone around her and earned their respect and admiration because she possessed the physical and mental drive and vitality to meet challenges and deadlines, whether at home or at work, where she exuded humility. As a wife to Logan and mother to the only daughter Kiara, Jenny was a loving and caring individual. Being a family-oriented person, she was extremely supportive and went out of her way to ensure that members of her family were never short of anything, often having to sacrifice personal pleasures in the process. She ingrained moral and spiritual values and principles in her family that allowed them to respect life and others. To her, religion meant serving and helping others to alleviate their suffering. She loved entertaining, whether it was family or friends, and you never left her home without having some refreshment or something to eat. Dear family and friends, when we gather at sad occasions like this, it is natural for us to face our own mortality, and as the cliche goes, life is short. I'd like you to ponder on the following wise words by Mahatma Gandhi for reflection. I shall pass through this world but once. Any good thing therefore I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer it or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. Whilst we are trying to come to grips with this great loss, we must continue praying that the soul rests in peace. We must also pray to the Almighty to grant the bereaved family the courage, strength, and fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. Now, in order to give you an indication of how we all feel, I'd like to recite the following poem called Missing You. You touched our hearts with your magic. What happened to you, Jenny, was just too tragic. How bravely you alone fought your pain. Your infectious smile belied the strain. So when the untimely final call came, you went. You knew your precious time with us was spent. Though you now far, you seem so near. Oh, how you filled our hearts with cheer. Being in your company was an absolute pleasure. You've left many wonderful memories to treasure. So until we meet, rest in peace, farewell. Perhaps it will be sooner, who can tell? And if our paths were to cross once more, we'll resume our acquaintance as before. Now, quite often we wonder what the thoughts would be of someone who has just passed on, and if they could speak, what would they like to say to the family? So now, I'm trying to echo what Jenny's thoughts would be right now. She'd probably be saying to the rest of her family, don't grieve for me and be sad. Just remember the good times we had. I had a good innings, and it was time for me to go, even though you've been dealt quite a severe blow. I'll be guiding and protecting you all, and helping you rise from every fall. I have now run the perfect race. It was the Almighty who was setting the pace. I've done the best that I could, and am now where I should. I thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Mr. Hariprasad. Next up we have Mark, who's been taking for about 20 years. He's a former work colleague of us. So welcome, Mark.
Good afternoon, everyone. told Lady yesterday that under normal circumstances I've got no problem getting up in front of many people and speaking, but today is not a normal circumstance. These days many people are talking about Mark, Jenny's boss, some people that I haven't met, but I'm that boss that became a friend. So I've known Jenny for over 20 years. She arrived at our family business and she was a small girl still. Well, she never really grew bigger than that, but as I say, dynamite comes in small packages, and that was Jenny. At the time, I remember there was this boy that she liked, who then went on to become her husband, Logan, and our lives intertwined from there. I was talking to colleagues, and we all agreed on this one thing. Jenny was always jovial, always happy, caring, considerate, always helpful, very pleasant to be around, always had a zest for life, clearly loved her family, and always willing to put in the extra yard. And throughout the time I've known Jenny, that's always been her. It's amazing that at the time when Jenny was getting married, my brother was on his deathbed in a similar circumstance, and that's in the house, it's Jenny's time, which life can be so unfair sometimes. And last night I was just thinking about what to say today, and there was something that came to mind. And for those of you who maybe haven't read it, it comes from the Bible, the book of Job. Now Job was a righteous man, and he got tested. And the verse I'm going to get to, basically he had just got news that his 10 children had all been killed, tragically. And he stood up and he said, he tore his robes in grief. And then he shaved his head and he fell to the ground to worship. And he said, naked from my mother's womb I came, and I will be naked when I leave. The Lord gave me what I had, and the Lord has taken it away. Praise the name of the Lord. In all of this, Job did not sin by blaming God. And all I can say is, Logan, Kiara, Teshni, Lenny, the whole family, you guys have lost, the Lord has taken away. May you guys grow closer to God, and let Him be your comfort and comfort you in this time of grief. I thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Our next speaker is Jenny. Jenny's coming from Johannesburg.
Welcome. Good day to all our family and friends. I didn't actually prepare a speech, so you must bear with me. I just wrote little notes for myself. I think it would be very amiss if someone like me didn't come up and give you a bit of insight into Jenny through the years. Jenny was a little child that grew up in front of us. As the MC said, I'm a cousin, an older cousin. So we changed our nappies. So for me, this is a very emotional speech because Jenny was like our little sister who we look after. The things I remember is she used to come home. She was very small, my auntie, Betty auntie, used to make a tea cold or milk cold, and she'll turn the cup from one cup to the other. And when she used to give Jenny the cup, Jenny used to say, and I'm talking about she was like 3-4 years old, she'll say, "Mommy, kill the bubbles. Kill the bubbles." She wouldn't want to drink the tea with the bubbles on. So those are the memories that come to me. The other thing that comes to me is she used to come and stay with us for holidays, very excitedly. But at 5 o'clock, sorry, give me a moment. Yeah, at 5 o'clock, when it was time for her dad to come home, which would be his usual time to come home from work, she'll sit and cry. And that was because she missed her dad so much. My uncle, my mama, Dara, is late, and she left at 5 o'clock to be with her dad again this time, but not in the evening, but in the morning. So I honestly believe she's in safe hands and in my uncle's arms. And Jenny and her family spent many weekends with us, mainly because my father was a bit of a pain and he troubled my uncle so much to come fix the vehicles as they broke down. And for us, it was a time to spend with Jenny, Lenny, Teshni and Annie, and have very good times together. So that formed our bond for life, I think. Jenny grew into a wonderful young lady, and funny enough, I used to get to Jenny and Lenny's house quite often with my dad, and I used to see Logan there, and I was told Logan was Lenny's friend. Little did I know that Logan was going to fall in love with our Jen, and Jen was going to fall in love with him. And the one day she told us she's going to get married to Logan, and I think that was the most exciting time for us to have experienced. Her wedding, she went all out to do it the way she wanted. She made her own cards. I remember she had those little roses stuck onto the bottom of the card, and that's how pedantic she was with detail. And as the previous speakers said, that she was very, very good at her work. My sister could attest to that because she heard a lot of stories from Mark's family. Via used to talk very highly of Jen and how good she was at her work. So thanks, Mark, for your words as well. So we were very happy to have experienced Jenny's life journey. And then came the one greatest of her lifetime achievements, Kiara. When Kiara was going to be born, she told my dad that Kiara is going to be born on his birthday, the 5th of August. And she was so excited because she held my father in very high regard. And we were so excited because there was a common birthday to be shared. And Jenny was very excited at Kiara's birth, and I can say this, if you look at Kiara, you can say that she was a wonderful mother to Kiara. You don't have to be spending time in her house to say it, you can see it from the child's growing up. But that's also Logan. Logan and Jenny shared a deep love, and I've seen it many a times, and I liked it because I knew my cousin was happy. Today she leaves us with only this one poem that I think aptly describes what today is. It's called Silent Tears. Silent tears fall down my face, a lonely ache I can't erase. They speak of pain, they speak of sorrow, of all the things waiting on the morrow. They speak of love, they speak of loss, of all the things that come at a cost. They speak of dreams that have been shattered, of all the hopes that once all mattered. Silent tears fall down my cheek, a language that I cannot speak. They tell a story, they share pain, of all the things that we can't explain. So Jenny's passing is God's destiny for her. We can't explain it, but we will feel it for many years to come. All I'm going to say today is that Jenny left a letter with Logan for her family. That speaks volumes about the character Jenny was. In her last leg of the race, she had to assure her husband, her child, her brother, and the rest of the family that she was going to be okay. So today I want to say we must appreciate life and we must hold everything that we have dear to us because tomorrow is not guaranteed. To Annie, Ravyani, Logan, Kiara, Jenny and Tesha and the rest of the family, I pray God gives you the guidance to cope with Jenny's loss. The loss is big. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay, for those lovely kind words. I also remember Jenny's wedding day. I must say, I've never seen rain like that ever. We must have taken the pot or the under because it rained, guys. It rained worse than anything on that day. I remember walking down the road and all of us getting soaked. We had to go in and change. So hopefully the rains come down again today and bless us again. Thank you, Vijay, once again. Jenny?
Jane was the strongest person I know. She was the most hardworking person I know. She was the most resilient person I know. She always dreamed big. She never let anything go down. No matter what life threw at her, she always threw it back 10 times. She struggled a lot, but she always persevered. And she always made the best of everything. And she always made sure that she gives her child and her husband the best, as also my mom. That's the type of person she was. One word to sum up Jen is selfless. Jen was selfless. She's taught all of us along the way. Although she was younger than I, she also taught me many life lessons. And to today I still follow it. My sister really cared about Logan and Kiara. She wanted the best for Kiara, the absolute best. Even in her dying days, she always worried about Kiara. She always gave me a glaze that said, hey, look after this child. She loved Logan so much. Whenever we went to visit, and days that Jen was down, one glimpse of Logan or Kiara just brought her up. She fought hard, harder than any doctor ever imagined, harder than anyone ever imagined. She fought hard. And her being the type of person that she is, she made life and her death easier to everyone to get used to. While she was lying in hospital, it was always touch and go with her. And right till the end, she gave us so much hope and gave us such a brilliant day the day before she passed away. To say, hey, guys, I'm going to be okay. Logan, I'm going to be okay. Mom, we're going to be okay. Kira, you're going to be okay. My sister will live forever with us. She was such a resilient woman. I still remember the day Mom and Dad brought her home. I was about 7 then. And I still remember the joy that she brought into our life. And I still remember the joy that she brought throughout our life. She's touched everyone so much. I've never prayed this hard in my entire life. And I've got messages from people, even people that we don't know, family members, Jen's friends. Throughout the illness, some people never even prayed before, and they started to pray and started to believe in God. Jen, we miss you. We love you, and we always will. And it's going to be very hard to live without you. But I promise you, I'll start off where you left before. And also thank every single person that's been praying for my sister. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart and from our family. It really touched us, and it touched Jen. All the messages that you guys sent through, I always read it to her. All the voice notes that you played, I always played it to her. And it brought so much of joy to her. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lenny, for those words. And our last speaker for the day is Govender. Hi everyone. Thank you for coming. I have the honor and the privilege of knowing Jenny for most of her life. I've known Jenny from the time she was 2 years old. We grew up together, as everyone said. I stayed a few doors away from Jenny's house. Lenny and I were best of friends. And I think we've been together for like 27, 28 years. And in all of that time, initially it was sneaking around. And then I went to her dad and I said, Dad, you know what, we like each other and I'm going to get married to your daughter. And her father was over the moon, absolutely over the moon. My brother wasn't so much so. Right? But Jenny's love was overpowering to the point where she would literally fight with her brother, and I think that's what she didn't like. That I became her world. And she was a tiny little woman who was magical, absolutely magical. Like I was speaking to the guys yesterday, and they told me, you know what, the best way to get over this is to do what you like. What you like doing. And I told them, you know what? I've been married today for 17 years and 15 days. Right? Prior to this, my dad had a nice trucking company and I was up in Johannesburg. We had a warehouse up in Johannesburg. When I would leave after the weekend, Jenny would get so sick. She would be literally vomiting, screaming, crying. You know, she couldn't make it, and it became a point where I could not even leave her. And I told Dad, you know what, I can't make it to be in this company anymore because I want to get married to this woman and I love her. And that's when I decided to leave a profitable and booming company, and I decided to get piano beating and teaching. A lot of people look Jenny. And when they ask me, what do you do? What do you like to do? I told them, you know what? Since I've been married, there hasn't been a single day that I've been alone. If I was going to the shop, Jenny was in the car. If I was watching a movie at 11 o'clock in the night, she was sleeping on the sofa next to me. If her cousins were having a get-together, she wouldn't even go. Komla was telling me the other day, do you remember the time when we went to South Coast? They forced her, they dragged her. She went with the cousins to South Coast. She started crying and got sick. They had to phone and to go all the way up to South Coast, right? Because she didn't want to be away from me. Even when I went for workshops, you know, as an educator, there was a time when I had to go for civil tech workshops. It was like for every holiday for a year, I would take her along and be booking towards here. Right? When Kiara came along, it's always been the three of us. Every weekend, every day. And you know what? We lived in Phoenix. Kiara went to school in Appleton. And the commute in the mornings from Phoenix to Amstranga, which on any normal trip is like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, but in the mornings, that trip, if you're not on the road from 6:15, there's no way on earth she's going to be at school in time and I'm going to be at work on time. So the mornings was the biggest scramble. Jenny would get up at 4 o'clock in the mornings. She'd have a bath. 4:30, I'm in the bath. Every single morning, Jenny would cook or make food. I don't see SK here. I know he was at the house. SK is a fellow teacher at my school. I think SK became my friend because every single day he'll partake in my lunch. And he'll be a testament to the lunch that you made. Every single day, without fail. Lunch is made, clothes is ironed, bags are in the car, we rush into work, I drop Kiara off, I drop Jenny off, and then I'll go to school. Some days a little bit late, but most of the days on time. And then after school, the trip again. Pick up Kiara, get to Jenny's farm, wait for about 40 minutes, pick up Jenny. She finishes at about 4:30, but as many people who are testament to this, she'll only get out of work like about 10 to 5 because she'll want to finish her work before the day. And then we're on our way back to home, must stop at her mom's house because her mom's a stubborn woman. And she is very stubborn because she preferred to live alone as many times as we begged her to come and live with us. So our stops was stop at her mom's house, visit her mom, make sure mom is fine, buy bread for her mom every 2 or 3 days, then stop at my mom's house because you couldn't just go to one parent's house. Check how my father is, my mom is, and then we're on our way home. And she'll cook again, have a bath. You know, COVID and water issues in Phoenix was ridiculous. And back, had to detox by watching something, falling off to sleep. And that was our days. And you know what, it was horrible days. It was rush, it was, you know, it was very full, very busy. And due to my horrible work, co-workers, due to my horrible work, we don't get weekends. We don't get holidays. Because everyone say, teachers, you're working half a day. No, nonsense. We have to work in our holidays marking. When I became HOD, it was even worse. I had to do schedules for grade 10s, grade 11s, didn't know what the hell I was doing, all by myself. Jenny would help me to call out marks and put that in after going through a full days of work. And then I get holidays. Peak time, she's in sales. Off peak time. So we never got to go for the decent, long holidays that we planned. And then we decided, hey, you know what? Kiara's getting older. We've got one baby. This baby has to have the best. So we decided Danville's the school for her. And in order to make this dream a reality, we couldn't commute. It was ridiculous. Now to go even further into Amsnagarat, we said, let's sell our house and buy a new house. So we bought a house literally 5 minutes away from the school. And things were looking fantastic. Everything was happening. Our life was booming. And then it happened. We moved into the house on the 18th. Right? Jenny started to get sick. And this was a woman who was fit, energetic. I'll say she was the life of our house. And it's always just been the three of us. Always, just the three of us. Right? That was our team. And I started noticing things. She was slow, couldn't get up. If I speak to her, she stare at me like, hey, is she angry with me? Sometimes you speak to a woman and they're like, yeah, but she wasn't even a yeah, she'll just stare at you. You can tell her anything, she'll stare at you. Then a boss gave her a letter of warning. And she says, hey, call me to the office, and HR was there, and he's, I don't know, he just gave me a letter of warning. I said, okay, baby, just take it easy, we just bought this house, let's sell the other house, you can leave one. Then she says, he pulled away all my big clients, I don't know what I'm going to do. Right? And at work they could see something was up, and even they see her every day, didn't know what was happening. It was worse because Kiara and I see her every day. And she was just getting slow. If she goes to fry samosas, right? She'll stand in front of the stove, and 20 minutes she's still standing there. I remember the one day she put the samosas into the oil, and she was just standing there. My uncle and aunt was there. And Marty says, Jenny's not right. I said, yeah, we phoned our doctor, or she phoned the doctor. She was having facial tics, right? And she says to the doctor, hey doc, I don't know what's happening. And he says, no, it's a spine. It's your spine, your nerve is being compressed. 7 days time it will be gone. Then I was reading a phone, I was going through her messages. And she sent him another message, hey doc, I don't know what's happening. Lowe's asked me for a cup of tea and I forget on my way to the kitchen. I'll be sitting in the room and don't know what I'm doing. And then we went and saw the doctor, and this all happened around about the time we got the house. It was Christmas, and then it was New Year's, and we noticed that in the photos, a lip when she smiled was not, the one side was not moving. I went to the doctor and I said, hey, something's wrong here. He says, no, take this here, it'll be okay. I said, no, I want to see a neurologist. He gave me a referral. It was Monday the 8th. Right? I took her and went in, and he says, you know what, the neurologist says, hey, you know what, at this moment we're just going to explore to find out what's wrong. Your wife has got a condition, it's spondylosis, nerve is being impacted, but we're just going to find out, do you want to go into a hospital or do you want to do it out of hospital? I said, hey doc, you know what, it's a brand new year, medically it's fresh, let's do it in hospital, everything is paid for. He booked her into a hospital, Pusamed, and we were so lucky on the 8th that we went in there after 12 and they managed to do the scan the same day. And the girl, when they did the scan, I was sitting outside. When the doors opened and I saw her face, right? And one of my ex-students was there as well. She said, hey sir, how are you? Is this your wife? I said, yeah. And girl came in, you know what, you need to take her up. I said, no, I'm just taking and going home. We only booked him because I wanted the scan. It's just a pinched nerve, because the doctor says it's a pinched nerve. She says, no, you can't go. You have to wait for the doctor. I said, hey, just tell me what's there. You read the thing, you saw the pictures. She says, no, we're not allowed to tell you. But I saw her eyes. I'm thinking, hey, you know what, maybe she had a stroke. Stroke was a blessing from God. The next day the doctor calls me in, or phones me. I say, you know what, doc, I've got an appointment for my daughter, uniform at 9:30. You know what, I can't come, I can come after that because you have to book online. I rocked up at his office at about 10:30. And he came in, he looked at me, he waited to see all of his patients, and then he calls me in. And then he says to me, you know what, I've got some very bad news. Your wife has got maybe a week or 2 weeks to live. And what I forgot to tell you was this 8th was the day that Lenny organized a biokinesis. She did physio in the morning. I took her for breakfast because we were really early, and then I took her for the scan. And the next day, this doctor is telling me that my wife is going to die in 2 weeks' time. And he says she has something, all you people should learn this name because it's straight from hell. It's called glioblastoma. And her one was metaforma. It is the worst type of cancer you can have. It was a brain tumor that had taken over the right frontal lobe, gone over the midline of her brain, to the left and down to the brainstem. And all of this behavior is textbook behavior that any GP, any doctor should know. I'm not a doctor, and I know this on my fingertips now. And it's inoperable. So I said, okay, what do we do from here? My world has just touched down on me. He said he's introducing me to a neurosurgeon. The guy was Dr. Sudhir Duki. He called us in, he says, look, I can't operate, but I'm going to do a biopsy to find out what type of cancer so we can administer chemo and radiation. And we invited all you guys. We didn't say, hey, you know what, only family members. I think that Busa broke records on that Thursday. Like over 160 people came to view Jenny, or to see Jenny. And she was happy. She was in a happy place. She loved people. We loved family. And then Friday things turned for the worst, and it was emergency brain surgery. Put into an induced coma. It was called debulking of the tumor to release pressure so she doesn't pass on in a week or 2 weeks or from that Friday. And it's been an uphill battle for myself and the family. Every day, whether today is going to be the last day. And you know what? 2 weeks in a coma, doctor calls us in and says, hey, sorry, we tried, your wife is going to be in a vegetative state, there's nothing we can do for her, and unfortunately this is going to be a day till she goes. Very next day she was up talking to us. And like, does she remember me? Who am I? Logan, who are you? Ravi Mama, who are you? Lenny, who are you? Mommy, who are you? Kiara, everybody she recognized. Move your hands, moving. Move your legs, moving. Hey, what's this miracle from God? The next day, 80% ventilator again. And another 3 weeks later, she was up again. And then the doctor said there's nothing more we can do. She was good some days, bad some days. She has to go for rehab. We put her into rehab. And then we were not happy with the one rehab. It was terrible. Rehabilitation center. So we moved her to the new one, Nurture. And the day that we moved her was on Friday. And I wanted to meet her back from school. But my principal was going through something and I didn't want to leave because I had to be in school, and on hindsight should have hit it up. But anyway, they moved her and I went there. And it was as if my wife hadn't gone for the operation. Because she was responsive, she was smiling. She couldn't talk, she had a thing in her throat called a trachea. Another thing sent from the devils up above. Because the trachea, I think, led to her death. Because when you put a foreign body in your body, it creates something called mucus, because your body wants to isolate that. And if you don't have trained doctors to suck out the mucus, the person asphyxiates and dies. So you need to have people on standby, making sure that she is suctioned until it's taken out every 2 hours or when the person starts to choke. But this was a woman that was not moving much, just one right hand was moving. And when she got to this rehab center, she saw all of us, spoke to all of us, and then when I got there, after school picking my daughter straight to the rehab center, she grabbed onto my hands and she didn't want me to leave. And we were talking and she was like normal, and I asked, Vera, are you happy? Yes, yes, I'm happy and everything. And then it was 2 to 5. You know, when you're in ICU or in hospital, that's like you're in prison. You only allowed 1 hour visitation with loved ones. Even if the patient's terminal and on deathbed, 1 hour. And if you got like 20 people want to see the patient, you break up that 1 hour into minutes. And that's the time you get. And this from a person who basically never left my side every single day from the time I was married. Even when I was in school. Phoning me constantly to check where I am and what's happening. So it was a hard, long, difficult road. Right? Very short, but it was overpowering. It allowed us to forget all the good years because this was our life now for the short term. And I managed to use my charms, sweet talk the nurse, and allow me to stay after 5. And you know what? Everyone was gone after 5 till the next visiting hours, which was 7 to 8, she said we could stay. That was magic because she started to move her legs. She picked up her legs and arched her legs. She wanted my phone to type. I gave her my phone, but she couldn't type because her nails were long. I asked her, do you want a pen and paper to write? And she said, yeah. So I said to the nurse, do you have pen and paper? She looked at me, no, this is ICU. I said, please. You can see the woman is so responsive. So she made a plan. The nurse's name was Bronwyn. Really mature lady, maybe in her 60s, early 60s. Gave me a pen, page, and I was shocked. Jenny was writing. This was a woman that was in a coma. She was writing. And the first thing she wrote was 2 years more, Lowe's. You can do this on your own. Cross, not, cross, not, cross, not. Hug, kiss, or kiss, hug. Right? The next thing she wrote was, Dear Dad. And I asked, what are you writing to your dad now? She said, no. Pointing to me. Dear Dad, be positive for Kiara. And she circled it. I said, baby, 2 years more I'm going to be positive for you and for Kiara. That in 2 years more we're going to find some cure to this thing. Then I made a video and I sent it to Lenny. The Lenny phone. And then he says, hey, I'm fasting now for almost 2 months. I can't make it to fasting anymore. Can I break my fast? Then she wrote, come see me tomorrow, eat meat, to Lenny. Right? And then I was like checking her cognizance, what car do I have? She answered, draw a circle, draw a triangle. She was doing all of that. Then the nurse says,
you need to go now because we're changing shift, you need to leave, you can come back visiting hours or later. She writes to the nurse, to Bronwyn, thank you for a lovely night, love, Logan and Julie. And every single nurse that we spoke to in Busamed, this was a woman that could hardly move after the operation. She was a woman that was basically, they said, needed palliative care for the rest of a short life. When they turning her, they're administering or bathing her, giving her a bed bath, they would always say, she's such a wonderful person. She always says, thank you. And if I send them a message, I promise you now, half of that Busamed staff would have been there. But that is the kind of person that I had the greatest privilege of being married to. The most wonderful, wonderful person that I will miss for the rest of my life. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Logan. Thank you. We would like to one last viewing, please.
To the family and to those that have just walked into the auditorium, please, you have this last opportunity of having to pay your respects and condolences. Do so now, and thereafter, the immediate family members, we have this few brief moments of quality time. You could do that by lowering your roses into the casket and mindful of the fact that we also have a comical time frame in which to complete our beloved mother's committal. So family members, please, if you would also spend your quality time now, please. Respected elders, once you have paid your respects and condolences, and if you are feeling free to leave the auditorium, please take note that late lunch has been prepared for you and is being served at the W Hall. If you wish to do so, you can proceed to the W Hall that's down the road, not far off from here. If you leave the auditorium and swing left, or swing right rather, you will come to the W Hall and lunch is awaiting you there, late lunch. Dear Mormons, please, I'd like you to please speed up the process of your respects and condolences, because we have a time frame under which we have to make this preparation, which is at 15:30. So if you could please speed up the process. If you have already done your public felicitations, so you can make way for those who have not done so.
Come guys.
Respected elders and family members, could you also have the floor with the held by the readiness, please? Yeah. William? Lenny? Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you'll kindly rise, please. All bearers, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the family of our late and beloved mother wishes to place on record sincere thanks and appreciation to all of you for having found the time to share with them the sorrowful moment in their lives. Those who have sent messages of condolences and forward tributes to the all and the residents, a word of thanks goes out to you, to all the family, friends, neighbors, and the various prayer service groups that are gathered around our late and beloved mother's family during this hour of need in trying to bring about a dignified conclusion to a life's own deservedly pain. A special word of thanks goes out to you, and the family is truly indebted to you for saying. Lastly, the family begs of you that once the committal rites of our mom is about to take place as she's led into the empty chambers, that those of you not joining us, please make your way down to the Govender Hall in Silpet Road. There's news awaiting you on your arrival there. With those words, the last parting is about to be sung. Please join me, feel free if you know those parting. All bearers, please. Ladies and gentlemen, one last announcement. Please do take note that our beloved Nuns Memorial Service will be held on the 9th of March, time 7 p.m. in the evening. With regards to the venue, it will be announced by the family or watch the social media pages. Let us sing the last part. Om Tiricitrambaram Muttinari Aniyada Mulkaradu Mulvene Muttinari Arulvidu Mulaya Mudalanta Nammayum Vor Porulagi Nativiki Etruvatta Amayana Kundaruriyava Prateruvai Ratsove Om Tiricitrambaram. Those were the most humble wonderful and thank yous to all of you.
His mom and please.